Venite a Udine, vi divertirete. Paris Film Festival dal 25 aprile al 3 maggio. 一定有好的生活。
Actually, the identity issue is, recently in Hong Kong is quite, controversial because Hong Kong already hand over, right? In 1997, we already go back to China. But the thing is, the problem is, Hong Kong in 2017 around, there will be new selection for your leader. But the problem is, how do you select your leader? So that's why, the Chinese government not easy to get, everybody in Hong Kong, I think it's difficult to get, as like, how to say that? It's because they afraid cannot select the leader they love. It's very difficult because of Hong Kong people nowadays. They know they don't like some kind of a government. They don't like some kind of a boss.
Yeah,
So this is the problem. So I think if you get is like peaceful selection, they have with one kind of language. You know what I mean? So I think this is difficult. So in this movie, I think I'm using some kind of reality, issue to combine commercial, movies combined is combined together. But in Hong Kong, no, I think a lot of people doesn't agree if a commercial film can own the politician issue like my movie. But just I try this time. I just try to put politician issue to make the movie look less meaningful, not just mainstream. So in Hong Kong, that's why we call this movie is very controversial recently, because you put this issue in the movie, the audience or even the media must be, have something to say. In the past years, Hong Kong people, citizens, doesn't care about who is the leader, because whatever who is the leader, just one say, So that's why we don't have any idea about. But that's why I have to mention in the movie. That's why actually in Hong Kong, the media, the guy this movie is look like a politician issue, politician movie, but the audience doesn't agree whole, because they say this is really commercial, but they know I put the politician problem inside the movie, so that make the movie controversial with everywhere, in Hong Kong. This is the first time to get this series, So, but for the Western people, if you from West Germany, even in Berlin, first of all, I asked them, okay, when East meets West, who is the boss? They said West. I said, oh, congratulations, you are very lucky. But, even Korean people, I asked them, if your country combined together, who is the boss? Of course, they have no answer. But if you imagine if the North is the boss, it's the same with Hong Kong problem.
Yeah.
So I think as for black humor, I mean the people, I mean if you usually care about Hong Kong, you will understand what I say in the movie.
Yeah.
If you don't care about it, don't worry. This is a commercial movie. Not it's a big deal for that. Yeah. If you go back to the mainstream industry, I mean investments, maybe some kind of producer will say, "Oh, don't touch that, issue. Don't touch that because that's quite politician. Politician is a dirty word, a dirty, groups. You cannot, you don't need to mention that. But for my angle, maybe I ask myself many times, I don't put any politician issue to my film, but at least I have telling the audience what's reality problem in Hong Kong now. This is very important. So wherever we already hang out for around 70 years, I mentioned one thing is very interesting. When I made in Hong Kong in 1997, even the movie is quite successful for my future. But the point is, because I put some kind of a serious, doesn't look like a politician, issue in this. Even the local people doesn't care. They just say you are very interesting, but why you mentioned the future of Hong Kong, and that they don't mind. But nowadays they really mind.
Yeah.
Because we all change a lot. Yeah, that's true.
The situation has changed.
The situation is quite interesting and very confused. So people really, especially young people, a lot of young people really, grow up to take care about their futures. Yeah, that's true. That's why I have to persuade my investor, okay, just let me go do what I want to do. But so this time the box office already proved this time we are successful in the movie subject. So but on this traditional market we cannot do that. I just try, but this time it's okay. At least now Hong Kong there's a rule: if you make a co-production movie, you can release your movie in China. That's why you can get money back easily.
Okay.
But if you just make local like Midnight After, it's not a cheap production. It's quite expensive. So if expensive, you have to go into China, release China. You can get the money back easily and even get balance even. Must be better than nothing. So, but this time we are very, very have a guts, to do this film without China's market.
Thank you.
So the thing is, we are so foolish maybe, but the thing is, somebody will ask me, why don't you have a two version? Okay, maybe one version, but at least you can change some kind of subject to make the Chinese government, the censorship passed, or easily to get permission. So you can show it in China, okay, you can get the money
And get some money back.
very easy, because in China it's a huge market, right? So, but okay, go back to the first time. We nowadays, we flashback is we didn't know why we do this without Chinese market. Maybe we don't want to change the original story in the sci-fi, story, because we have to respect the original writer. I mean, some kind of audience reader in the internet. So this is a diehard fans. We have to respect them. So finally, we chosen to make this local movie in Hong Kong without any support. I think if I change the subject matter to make this movie can release in China, at least something will be changed in the movie now. Maybe you cannot say some words to the government, some dirty words to the audience, because nowadays, in China the censorship is quite tight. It's quite serious. You cannot say some dirty words. You cannot say some kind of, don't mention the politician problem, and even the, subject matter. I don't know what is exactly, but the censorship is quite long. If you first step, you have to write the script for censorship first, and then if the censorship for script passed, you have to shoot, right? When you finish the whole movie, you have to second censorship. They have a right to cut anything anyway. Depends what you want.
Of course.
If you want money, go. I just follow your order. Cut. It's okay, easily. But we don't want to do that. In Hong Kong, everybody is look like we have a two-character syndrome. I don't know, two-character problem syndrome. This is talking about this time you do this piece for someone, and next time you have to reject someone. So we cannot say we are. Our position is quite confused. Also, even actually, I can make mainstream movie easily. I can follow the mainstream to make money too easily, or how to say, or don't like this time you insist to make some kind of different style with mainstream movie. But this time I think I just try once. At least I want to know the audience what they liked. For the result now, it's okay. At least the audience doesn't, so refuse my, my position in the movie. Yes, at least they don't refuse. So, but the part two, I don't know yet. The part two, if I follow the story, may be too difficult to take out the politician issue. Not easy, because everything already, described in the first part. The second part is just to explain what's going on in the first part. You have to explain the characters, Yuki's characters, why they, take the red van through the tunnel. Everything changed. You have to explain. You have to take out the what's going on.
Yes.
And then, they go up to the major town. What's happening in the town? I actually, from the original book, the second part is not so success.
Okay. In the novel, you mean?
Yeah, the book is not success. The audience, the reader, complain so too much about the ending. They say this is a not finished ending, and then so they very push me to finish the second part because they want to know how to use safe there.
Of course.
Wow, it's difficult. It's really, really difficult. Hong Kong market is a small because we have a gorgeous, time. The good time, early 80s and 90s, right? So, but nowadays you're thinking about because the neighborhood country, they already grow up. Even the Korean movie is very good. Singapore movie, Thailand movie, Malaysia movie, already mature. They don't need your movie again. So that's the problem. Hong Kong become smaller, more, So if just local film, you cannot, very, very difficult to break even. Very difficult. So that's why a 90% director must be make production to release the movie in China. So for our example, if this movie cannot make the successful box office in Hong Kong, okay, you're thinking about they love your movie or they need your movie, you have to concern about it. Not easy, but so every time it's like a gambling. You have to pay some kind of dangerous, action. This time we lose money or no money.
Let's see if we lose money or integrity.
But the thing is, of this time, our movie success. Okay, second time you cannot sure you can success again. I don't know. But so the thing is nowadays the second part is difficult to make. The second part is we need a lot of budget again because in the ending, my when go back to the Kowloon, is Kowloon, so all from the beginning because first part is Daipo. Daipo is a small town. The budget is smaller, but you go back to the big city, Kowloon, I think will be double, triple budgets. So this is why we struggle now. Every day we struggle how to make the story looks like more energetic or funny or success. Everybody wants success, but of course difficult. The political issue must be our major issue. In Hong Kong, very small city. It's very small, but everything is modern. It's a modern city. But early 80s, when when China defined very fast, a lot of Hong Kong industry moved to China, right? So you cannot. Hong Kong, there's, the struggle totally changed. Wherever political, economic, and education and lifestyle, change a lot. So the whole industry changed to the other, service. Structure.
Of course.
Service like tourists, like tourists. What is it?
Yeah,
And
the third sector.
yeah, so because we have no any industry again,
Industries, of course.
so the past around 20 years after Now Hong Kong people already used to, you know, I think they overcome the problem when we're using 20 years to change our structure. Now the problem is you have to obey something. For the political issue is one government, one boss. You have no choice, right?
Of course.
It's not like Taiwan. It's not like West Germany. It's not the same. With whatever happened, even 50 years past, you have to go back to your mainland China. So nowadays we have one system, one country, two system. So we just using our very tiny, I mean, freedom. I mean, rules to get it to live longer. But for the future, especially for young people, they doesn't like nowadays situation, because your boss just call you to obey them, don't do this, don't do that. Okay, so it's difficult, I think, for young people. I think generally people hate political. Generally, people doesn't care. They just care themselves. How's living well. The living style, how's going. It's like the old days. So, but the thing is, this is your not very personal. Idea, because some kind of a power must be going to your lifestyle, so this is why even people doesn't care, but you have to face it, because someone already standing in front of you. This is why Hong Kong people must be tough. On the past year, we really don't care, but nowadays you have to face it, because some kind of issue will influence your life or your future. That's why I just try to mention this in the movie, but not so stronger.
Yeah.
If you feel that, okay, you're good, but if you don't feel it, I don't mind. So that's why some kind of people, when they read my movie, they said this is a very local politician movie, but the other group, they said no, this is very commercial. Okay, I don't mind. I don't mind people how to talking about my movie. I don't mind. I just want to get success in the box office and try to influence people care about their future. I try put some kind of meaning. I think whatever happened in the movie, the character-wise, is quite strong, because we put everybody together. It looks like smooth. Okay, we just sitting down to talking about what's going on, but slowly, but everyone finally changed their minds, changed, because that's why in Hong Kong I mentioned this movie. Even from original, it's a scary movie. It's like a Hollywood, but what is scary? The people, the human, must be scary.
Yes.
If they change something, if they, when they face some problem, face some, uncertain future, they will change. That's why, and from the beginning to the end, or almost the end of the movie, they have a justice sin, because someone to break the woman over the girl, and then they have many influence. They have a change. This is why I using this, so instead of scaring. Scaring is our mainstream brand, but human scaring must be important in this movie.